One of the creepiest things found in the Epstein drop is a flower. You may think I'm joking, but I'm not.
This is the dark truth behind Valentine's Day that nobody is talking about.
If you eat meat, you need to watch this video. This is very important.
Yeah, keep it down. It's twisting, watch the tail. Yeah. Oh God, hit.
Hey there, welcome back to Chill Spot. You're just in time for today's lineup of some seriously creepy, seriously cool videos from around the web. From viral TikToks to mind-bending clips, we've got something for everyone who loves a good scare or just a weird mystery. So grab your snacks, settle in, and let's get this show rolling.
One of the creepiest things found in the Epstein drop is a flower. You may think I'm joking, but I'm not. Because this flower right behind me has something called devil's breath, where it basically incapacitates the person, but not really in a way they can't move, although it can, but somehow makes the person that's smelling it willing to do anything. They are called trumpet plants, and of course you can never guess who is the person who has a whole nursery of them. So now it's cages, sulfuric acid, and these trumpet plants with the devil breath. Oh, and by the way, allegedly they repainted the building on his island. Why in the world would they do that? By the way, talking about this file drop, did you know that there's a file found that said that this girl up here was right and is right on his right there, his golf course? And allegedly it was this guy right behind me, again, on the president's golf course. Also coming out today, did you know that Zorro Ranch, you know that ranch where genetic experiments was happening, that was owned by Jeff, is now owned by him? You know, people could be getting mad at me and other people, but why is it like every single person in this cabinet is in those files or in some way connected with Jeff? See, it's just like any single person who makes any of these connections is labeled public enemy number one. Massey made this tweet which went viral immediately that he's healthy, you know, doesn't aim anything at anybody, he's a good swimmer. If you find yourself getting mad at this information, ask yourself why. Also, with all the allegations, why would someone have this kind of flower that could literally just knock someone out? Not fully, although it could, but you know, with their reasoning.
But I don't know what's cooking. They say I got to learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand it, how can they reach me? I guess they can't, I guess they won't, I guess they front. That's why I got my hand on the pump, fool. Been spending most of my life.
As I always say, wonder shall never cease. And yet again, the Epstein files keep getting weird by the every day. There is something new on them files. Subscribe if you haven't, so you are in the loop. Let's proceed.
This is the dark truth behind Valentine's Day that nobody is talking about. Valentine's Day was originally a Greek and Roman celebration called Lupercalia. And on this holiday, it was used to celebrate the god named Pan. How they celebrated this holiday is they would 187 goats and dogs and walking in the streets clobbering women with the dead skins of the animals they sacrificed. They would come together and put their names in a hat, and the name that they pull out of the hat, they would have a cheek clapping session. Now, how they changed the name from Lupercalia to Valentine's Day is this man that's sitting behind me right here. Yeah, Saint Valentine's, which was a saint that was protecting the young people of Rome spiritually by getting them married. And the Roman Catholic Church didn't take too fond of that because they didn't want their man becoming too weak by getting married. And because of them actions, he was 187. And somehow they took him being martyred and made that a holiday. Be aware who y'all giving y'all energy to on these holidays. Let me know what y'all think about the truth behind Valentine's Day in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. Follow me on YouTube if y'all want that exclusive content. Hit that business email y'all trying to do business. Y'all be aware not to worship these false gods.
Wow, that's crazy. I did not know the origin of Valentine's, and that one got me. Come to think of how people celebrate their holidays blindly, and they do not know the origin of some of these holidays. All in all, hope y'all had a great Valentine.
How many times do you think they've actually reset society? That question sounds crazy until you start seeing the pattern they keep trying to hide. Klaus Schwab was already talking about a great reset right before 2020. Then suddenly the whole world gets shoved into a new normal. And if you zoom out a little, you start noticing something uncomfortable. This isn't the first time a reset has been pushed. Look at history. We lost Egypt's advanced knowledge. We lost the Library of Alexandria. We lost whole civilizations like Tartaria, just wiped from the record like they never existed. Every time humanity gets close to waking up, close to remembering what we once knew, something happens, and the slate gets wiped clean. No memories, no context, no explanation. That's why people call us a species with amnesia. We're here, but we have no idea how we got here or what came before us, because someone keeps hitting the reset button. And here's the strange part. 2020 wasn't just a reset attempt. It was also a wake-up call. If life hadn't been disrupted, a lot of people who were completely asleep would have stayed asleep forever. Humans run on routine. As long as the routine feels safe, we don't question anything. But when they try to force massive change, they risk waking people up, which is exactly what happened. And now they're trying to shove everyone back.
No new shit to do in the world. It's only like 5 or 6, 7 different foods. And they making all these other foods. There's nothing to do in the motherfucking world but distractions. Think about it. Every young nigga do the same shit. Every old nigga do the same shit. There's nothing to do in the motherfucking world, gang. They ain't give us too many assignments and shit to do in this world. Listen, there's nothing to do here. It's boring as fuck in this prison. Listen, it's boring, gang. What the fuck can you do here? Everybody do the same shit. Everybody run around doing the same shit because there's nothing to do in this prison. Listen, you ever been in jail before? Yeah. And in jail, everybody do the same shit, right? But what's the difference between jail and here? Everybody do the same shit here. Everybody do the same shit in jail. It's the same. Gang, we already in jail. You locked. Listen, the warden in jail, and then you got the president setting the rules, telling you what to do. Right? Even in certain neighborhoods, they got time when you can go to sleep, when you can get up. Neighborhoods I live in, you can't turn your can't mow your lawn before 7 o'clock in the morning. So they putting rules and stipulations on you everywhere you go, just like in jail.
That's insane how civilization have faced resets all over time, Dot. Imagine the progress we would have made if it wasn't for the resets, as he said. There is nothing new on these worlds, just us trying to renew things that were already there. Let's continue.
Please stop eating this shit. Let me show y'all a little something, okay? Pay attention. Nuggets. Look at that. Look at that. That's what's in these nuggets. I know y'all like y'all's hot and spicy, but look at that. Look, even your desserts, your apple pies. Watch out, man. Even your fucking McGriddles, man. Look, let's think about it. I'm just trying to tell y'all, let y'all know. Because y'all don't get to see these ingredients, so. Stop eating this shit, okay?
This is a message to all Yasharal, all followers of Yahusha, all Torah observant, obedient followers of the Messiah. If you eat meat, you need to watch this video. This is very important. We have been lied to and deceived by the enemy to think that this juice that comes from your beef or your lamb or whatever red meat you're eating is not blood. And I'm going to prove it to you. If you go and search up on Google, what is the red juice coming from my beef? This is the deceptive response that you get from Google AI. The red juice coming from your beef is not blood. I didn't say anything about blood, so they're immediately giving me an agenda that this juice is not blood, but a combination of water and a protein called myoglobin. So they're teaching that this red juice that comes from your meat is not blood. And we know that the eating of blood is a serious crime and offense against the Torah, the law, the instructions of the Most High. First question I'm going to ask you. 100 years ago, before Google, would you say that this red juice coming from your steak is myoglobin, or would you say, whoa, that's blood coming from my steak? It is blood, and I'm going to prove to you that this is blood, and if you are not preparing meat the right way, then you are eating blood and transgressing that command, which is something that I was ignorant to for years in this belief, in this walk of Yahuwah Yahusha. What I'm about to show you is a video of a Jew, an Orthodox Jew, which I don't support Judaism, but for the sake of the video, this is a great video that he made here, and this is going to show them taking the samples of that red juice from kosher meat. Now, if you go on Google, they will tell you that kosher meat does not have blood, as it is removal is a mandatory step in the koshering process. This is basically, kosher meat is the meat that Orthodox Jews purchase. It's the meat that they're allowed to consume in their false religion. The process involves soaking the meat in water and then salting it to draw out all the blood, which is forbidden to eat in the Jewish law. And it's not the Jewish law, it's Yahuwah's Torah, which they have added an entire Talmud encyclopedia length book of garbage on top of. But besides the fact, kosher meat, they actually try their hardest to remove all the blood, which is a good thing because we're not supposed to be eating of any blood. But I'm going to show you that even kosher meat, which is not supposed to have any blood in it, has blood. And if you are eating meat that is not prepared the right way, and I'm going to show you how to properly prepare meat if you are going to partake in any meat later on in the video. But what you're going to see in this video is they're going to take a sample of this so-called meat juice, which Google tells us is myoglobin, and you're going to find that there's red blood cells in this juice.
Techniek verricht een relatief eenvoudig onderzoekje. Het enige wat ze daarvoor nodig heeft is een druppeltje vocht uit een biefstuk.
Pipetteer de druppel vleesnat op het glaasje. Zo.
Dit ziet er wel uit als bloed, toch?
Ja, nou ja, goed, we weten het straks pas zeker, hè?
Wat ik vaak hoor is dat, het zijn vleessappen die eruit lopen. Maar er bestaat wel zoiets als vleessappen?
Vlees bestaat voor ruim 70% uit water. Het element bestaat voor een belangrijk deel.
Dus het kan wel dat vleessappen uitkomen en dat het geen bloed is.
Maar volgens mij is bijna altijd dat er bloed een element is van die vleessappen. Je krijgt het gewoon niet uit.
Om eventueel bloed zichtbaar te maken krijgt het vleesnat een speciale kleuring. Na een klein half uur kunnen we het resultaat onder de microscoop bekijken. En kan je al wat zien?
Ik kan wel wat zien. Nu kan jij ook wat zien. Dit zijn allemaal rode bloedcellen.
Dit is allemaal bloed. Ja. Dat vind ik toch wel verrassend.
Ja, het is nou niet zo dat als je een transfusie geeft dat je een leven kan redden met dit bloed, hoor.
Als je een bloeduitstrijkje van je eigen bloed maakt, dan...
And next I'm going to show you when they test the actual meat itself.
Dit is hetzelfde monster feitelijk, maar dan na het zouten. En hetzelfde beeld, de spiercellen. En dan zie je die rode bloedcellen liggen.
Maar wat kunnen we hier nou uit concluderen, heren?
Dat het zouten geen effect heeft gehad. In termen van het uittrekken van bloedcellen uit het...
So if you are eating meat that has this juice in it, you are eating blood. You are 100% eating blood, and there is no way around it. We've all been deceived by this. This is why the book of Jubilees, in chapter 6, in verse 38, prophesies this. For this reason I command and testify to thee, that thou mayest testify to them, for after thy death thy children will disturb them. So they will not make the year 364 days only, and for this reason they will go wrong as to the new months and seasons and Sabbaths and festivals, and they will eat all kinds of blood with all kinds of flesh. This scripture is talking about people who keep the Torah, because it's referring to people who get the calendar incorrect. It's talking about the remnant of Yasharal who obey the Torah, the law of the Father. They will eat all kinds of flesh with all kinds of blood. Uyakara, or Leviticus chapter 17 verse 13, whatsoever man there be of the children of Yasharal, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunteth and catcheth any beast or fowl that may be eaten, he shall even pour out the blood thereof and cover it with dust. So Yahuwah's requirement for us to partake in eating flesh is to pour out the blood onto the ground and cover it with dust. Something that most butcheries do not even do. So there is another point of deception. Killing an animal for your own nourishment is a sacrifice. If you do not sacrifice it the way Yahuwah commanded, it is a transgression. But that's beside the fact for this video. We're going to be focusing on what is the actual biblical way to remove blood from meat. First off, you have to understand why we're not supposed to eat meat with blood in it. Only be sure that thou eat not the blood, for the blood is the life. The life. Remember, Abel's blood screamed from the ground when his brother Cain slew him. There is life in the blood. Thou shalt not eat it. Thou shalt pour it upon the earth as water. Thou shalt not eat it, that it may be well with thee and with thy children after thee, when thou shalt do that which is right in the sight of Yahuwah. Here's a hint of what you're supposed to do. Take the flesh, because that's what meat is. It's the flesh of a dead animal, and the unleavened cakes, and lay them upon this rock, and pour out the broth. The broth, why? Because they boiled the meat. That is how they removed the blood. They boiled it. You have to boil meat to remove the blood. This is why when you boil meat, you get this scum that forms around the top of the water and around the sides of the pot. That is blood scum. That is the blood solidifying after it is removed from the meat. 1 Samuel 2 verse 12 through 17. Now the sons of Ali were sons of Balial, or wickedness, but they knew not Yahweh. And the priest's custom with the people was that when any man offered sacrifice, eating meat is a sacrifice, you're sacrificing an animal's life for your own nourishment. The priest servants came while the flesh was in seething, with a flesh hook of 3 teeth in his hand. Seething is boiling, by the way, and he struck it into the skillet or kettle or cauldron or pot, all that the flesh hook brought up, and the priest took for himself. So they would actually take and stick a fork into the boiling pot of meat, and they would take the meat out, and then they would dump that broth, that blood broth, onto the earth, and they would cover that with dust also. Now check this. These wicked sons of Ali, what did they do? Also, before they burnt the fat, the priest servant came and said to the man that sacrificed, give flesh to roast for the priest, for he will not have sodden or boiled flesh of thee, but raw. That word is chai in the Hebrew. It's life. They wanted to eat it with the life in it. They didn't want it boiled. Wherefore the crime of the young males was very great before Yahweh, for the males abhorred the offering of Yahweh. You have to eat meat according to the way Yahweh designed, or else it is crime. It is crime. I've been guilty of this, and I had to repent. I had no idea that this was the only biblical way to prepare meat. But once you actually dive into scripture, you start to see these things, and you're like, whoa, everyone's eating blood, and they have no idea. Even people that think they're not eating blood. And you're probably saying, how about the Passover? They ate flesh roasted in fire. That was the one instance where it was permitted. And thou shalt eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire, and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs. Eat it not raw, nor boil it at all with water, but roast with fire. Yahusha, the Messiah, is our Passover lamb. Yehukanana John 6:53 says, Then Yahusha said unto them, Very verily I say unto you, except you eat the flesh of the Son of Man, and drink his blood, you have no life in you. Why? Because the Passover meal, it still had the life in it. Because the messenger of death was about to pass over all of Egypt and destroy everybody. So they ate lamb with life in it. Yahuwah is about to judge the entire earth. And if you don't have the life from the blood of Messiah in you, what's going to happen to you? Yahusha is our Passover lamb. If you're still eating lamb on Passover, you're in error. This is not to judge how anyone keeps Passover. If you're keeping the feast, hallelujah. But Yahusha is our Passover lamb. If you go read his Passover meal with the Talmidim, the disciples, he said, take this unleavened bread and eat it, for it is my flesh, and drink of this cup, for it is my blood of the renewed covenant. I'm running out of time on this app, but if you want to see the full video, it's on my YouTube channel, John Truth or Yahunatan. It gives a way more in-depth understanding with more scripture. Much love. May Yahuwah shine his face upon you and give you wisdom. Shalom.
Another dive to the food industry. It's crazy what has been happening to the food sector. Be careful of what you are eating and your favorite McDonald's. You never know what them be serving you. Stay safe and healthy, fam. Let's continue.
Two global powers, same technology, same decade. Russia looked at GMOs and said, we don't want this grown in our land. The United States looked at GMOs and said, don't worry about labeling it. That alone should slow you down. Because this isn't about being anti-science or pro-science. It's about opposite conclusions drawn from the same data. Russia restricted GMO cultivation. The US rewrote the rules so food didn't have to clearly say what it was anymore. And then came the justification. They said the public wouldn't understand the science, that people would get confused, that you can't be trusted to make your own decision. Think about how insane that is. When has any company ever hidden something it was proud of? Mercedes doesn't blur its emblem. Tesla doesn't say, don't ask what powers the car. If you build something superior, you put your name on it. You flex. But Monsanto didn't want you to see their label. They spent millions lobbying to make sure you wouldn't. Not because it was unsafe, that's what they'll tell you, but because you might ask the wrong questions, and suddenly the language changed. GMO disappeared. Bioengineered showed up. Same product, calmer word, because words shape perception, and perception shapes compliance. Meanwhile, Russia said, we'll take a slower path. We'll be cautious. We'll control this. The United States said, trust the system. Scan a code if you're curious. No warning label, no bold disclosure, just faith. I'm not saying Russia is honest. I'm not saying GMOs are evil. I'm saying when one country bans something and another country hides it behind softer language, that's not about safety. That's about power. Power over food, power over information, power over what questions are allowed to be asked. And once you notice who benefits from you not knowing, the story changes.
This is just a theory. Most people think rinsing raw fish is enough, but chefs know better. After blasting the fish with a high-pressure hose to remove blood, slime, and dirt, there's still one problem: parasites that are too small to see. You see, before slicing, chefs shine a UV light over the meat. When the light passes over it, hidden parasites glow bright and instantly reveal themselves. It's a simple but powerful step that helps make raw fish safe to eat. This video can save your life if you ever fall into an ice pit. It might look shallow, but getting out is way harder than it seems. You see, the walls are slick and every attempt to climb straight up just sends you sliding back down. Strength won't help here. Panic only makes it worse, burning energy and keeping you stuck. Instead, move slowly in a wide circle along the wall. You're not climbing, you're spiraling upward. Your weight spreads out, grip builds, and physics pulls you to safety. This baby isn't crying from one needle, it's from 18. And the scar this vaccine leaves, it's meant to last a lifetime. It's the BCG vaccine used in places like Japan and South Korea to protect newborns from severe tuberculosis. Delivered with a special device covered in tiny needles. It leaves behind 18 perfect puncture marks that never fully fade.
Well, bet you did not know some of the things in them video. Personally, I found them quite interesting. I were enjoying the video and like this kind of content. Subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss out and leave a like. Let's continue.
This might be the last calm moment for these tourists, and you'll see why in seconds. Watch closely. The man in the frame spits into his hand. It looks small, almost meaningless, but in this place, gestures matter. This video was filmed at a hotel in Papua New Guinea. Look at what's happening behind them. The tourists are relaxed, unaware, filming casually. Meanwhile, the local man doesn't say a word. He just prepares. Slow, focused, like he's waiting for a signal. People online started panicking when they realized what he was holding. Not a tool, not a souvenir, something far more unsettling. At first, it's hidden, almost impossible to notice unless you pause the video. Then it becomes clear. A traditional blowpipe. And according to locals in the comments, it's not used for show. The darts are said to be coated with a powerful toxin, strong enough to drop an animal in seconds, allegedly. The scariest part? He subtly signals someone off camera. The tourists still don't react. They don't know what's happening or what could happen next. And the video cuts right there.
That guy looks like he'd be from 1700s. He'd be creepy and weird. Guess he has not been to civilization for long. Always keep a lookout on these places that you visit, because you may never know who is watching and their intentions. Let's continue.
An 18-year-old named Daniel Dick was on vacation with his mother and his two younger brothers in Hawaii. And pretty quickly, he met three girls. And after about 30 minutes of chatting with them, he asked them if they wanted to climb over the fence and check out the blowhole. A blowhole is a fairly narrow hole that is situated on rocks right near where water is crashing. And what happens is this hole is connected to a tunnel that feeds down and out into the water. So when the waves come in, they go through this tunnel and they get rocketed up this little opening, causing a massive geyser of water. According to Daniel's family and friends, he was not a reckless person, he was just a very adventurous person. And so something like this blowhole really piqued his interest, and he just couldn't handle being on the outside of the fence. He really wanted to get right up there and get a look at it. In fact, he told these girls he wanted to feel the power of the water hit him in the chest. That was his plan. As Daniel made his way over to the rocks, he passed by a couple that was laying on the beach. He climbed over the fence and he made his way over to the blowhole. He walked over the edge of this hole that was not very far across, and he kind of arched himself over it so his chest was hovering right over where the water was going to come up. He leaned back over the blowhole right as a massive wave came barreling through the tunnel. It rocketed up and it lifted him off the ground about 5 feet in the air, and it turned him upside down so his head is pointed down. And when he fell, he went directly into the blowhole. And once you're inside, there's no way to go back up again. The opening is too tight, there's nothing to hold on to. You wouldn't have the ability to force yourself up through that hole again. So the only way out is through the underground tunnel that leads out to the sea. But there are constantly waves pounding their way up this tunnel into the section where Daniel had fallen into. By the time the police showed up, Daniel has been trapped trapped inside of this blowhole for some time, and no one's heard him, no one's seen him, and so it's starting to look pretty grim. And the police would say it's nearly impossible for anybody to survive being inside of this blowhole, especially at high tide, which is when he went in. But when low tide came the next day and divers went out to the water, they discovered Daniel's body. Daniel's mother petitioned to have a metal grate put over the blowhole so that nobody else would fall in and meet the same fate as her son. But this proposal was met with criticism from the locals, who said the problem was not the blowhole, the problem was people not respecting the power of nature. And so while a fence still surrounds Halona Blowhole, telling people to stay back, the entrance to the blowhole is still uncovered.
Mr. Ballin always lightens up my day with his stories. Quite an interesting one we have for today. Shout out to him. Go check out his channel for more stories like this. He has the best bedtime stories to listen to at night. Let us go on.
Did you know in Japan, some phones don't stop calling after death? Eiko was a high school student who lost her best friend in a sudden accident. She couldn't let go, so she kept her friend's phone, fully charged, beside her bed. For weeks, nothing. Until one night, at exactly 3:12 a.m., the phone rang. Unknown number. When Eiko answered, she heard breathing, then a familiar whisper. You finally picked up. She dropped the phone. But the calls didn't stop. Every single night. Same time, same voice. Each call sounded closer, louder, angrier. One night, Eiko answered again, shaking. The voice said, I'm standing behind your door. Eiko screamed and ran outside. The next morning, students heard a phone ringing nonstop in an empty classroom. On the desk sat Eiko's phone, still ringing. She never returned to school. And the creepiest part? The call history showed one missed call from tonight. If you don't want your phone ringing at 3:12 a.m., like this video, follow for more horror, and comment an emoji to stay safe.
No, because this 911 call is very disturbing.
911, what's your emergency?
You need to send the police. Please.
Do you know where you are?
I'm at home. You need to hurry.
Okay, we're tracking your location.
Please. He's gonna kill me.
Who is going to kill you, ma'am?
He's acting crazy.
I need you to stay calm.
He killed all the others.
Who killed the others?
So that was some promo material for the movie Primate. I actually saw it in the summer at Fantastic Fest. And I'm still not over this movie. At all. The movie is about a family that has a pet chimpanzee that's very smart. His name is Ben. But things turn really deadly when he gets rabies. It is horrifying, it is creepy, and you have to watch it.
It's crazy what goes on with them. Phones we use and technology. Yeah, they help us in many ways in our lives, but less is known on the dark side of what happens with them. Those videos really gave me the creeps. Let us go on.
Things that will not exist in 5 years. Mobile phones. Traffic lights. Cash. Basic jobs. Wired chargers. Credit cards. Keys. DVDs. Eyeglasses.
Why does my search bar say leave America now? Why is that? I went to search something up, and you know where it says you may like? The first thing that shows up is leave America now. Who would like such a thing? Should I go? Should I go? Let me know, because I'm ready to go regardless, bro. Straight up, because if I can avoid something from happening here, then listen, I'm going to do what that search bar says. Did we not get the memo? Did we not get the memo? Why is my search bar saying that? while I'm home relaxing. Now I'm not relaxed. Now I'm not relaxed, guys. Go check your search bar, see if it says that. Leave America now. Man, I've been wanting to leave for a while now, actually. So is this confirmation? Is this confirmation that I should get up out of here? Because you see what's going on out here, guys. That's what it says. Like I said, guys, entertainment purposes only. That's what my search bar says. I'm not saying that anything is happening right now. But it just says, leave America now. So I'm thinking, should I leave now or tomorrow morning? I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. Go check it out. I'm out.
Guys, I would be so scared, and I would not know what to do if ICE deported me back to St. Lucia. Oh no. Where I'm from, where I was born. Oh no. No, ICE, please don't take me back to St. Lucia. Whatever would I ever do if they just took me one flight back to St. Lucia? St. Lucia.
On a massive level. On a level that y'all ain't never seen before. I'm talking about, you wouldn't even think they would try to pull it like this. But they have to do this because we are shifting. See, the only motherfucker that thinks shit is a game is us. That don't know. Y'all that don't know think shit a game. Our oppressor know that as we shift, shit gonna get ugly for them. It's already ugly for them. So they finna take you, they coming at you with everything they got, and you sitting there playing. I'm opening up your eyes to the matrix. Everything I say is to open up your eyes to the matrix so you can see like, oh fuck, our whole life, damn, all this shit was a lie. All this shit was a lie. They really finna just try to kill us like that? Yeah, they really finna try to just kill us like that. Cause they species depends on this shit, man.
A lot is going all over the world, and America in general. I just y'all are safe out there and hope you are doing good. I know everything will turn out great, for this is just a passing phase, and everything will be back to normal. Let us continue.
Breaking news, we no longer have free speech in Florida. Ron DeSantis just signed in a bill that makes it illegal to make any sort of anti-Semitic statements. And look at what we have to go right alongside with it. This is Florida's new license plate. What is going on? Listen to what the bill says.
Quote, flanked by Florida elected officials in Israel, Governor Ron DeSantis on Wednesday ceremonially signed a measure that prohibits anti-Semitic speech in the state's public schools and universities. It just is an outright censorship bill, banning certain ideas about Israel. The proposal will add religion as a protected class when it comes to discrimination. Currently, people are protected from discrimination based on race, ethnicity, national origin, gender, material status, or disability. The legislation lays out examples of what would be considered anti-Semitism, including, quote, making mendacious, dehumanizing, demonizing, or stereotypical allegations about Jews, or, quote, the power of Jews as a collective, such as, quote, the myth about a world Jewish conspiracy, or Jews controlling the media, economy, government, or other societal institutions.
Crazy.
Perish the thought. If you pointed out that Larry Ellison, the single largest ever donor to the Friends of the IDF, just bought Paramount and CBS News through his son, and then made Barry Weiss the head of CBS News, and then at the same time is leading a consortium that will control and buy TikTok, and is also trying to force Warner Brothers to sell itself to him with all of its properties, including CNN, instead of the Netflix like they want. And you suggest that that was kind of a part of a strategy that Benjamin Netanyahu talked about of recontrolling American media and putting it in the hands of pro-Israel loyalists, including social media. That would be banned. You can't say that under this law that DeSantis signed in Israel. The article goes on. The bill, HB 741, also defines anti-Semitism as, quote, accusing Jewish citizens of being more loyal to Israel. So if you wanted to say, like, hey, I think Barry Weiss or Ben Shapiro seem more loyal to Israel than the United States, this is banned. Trump went to the Knesset a few months ago when Miriam Edelson was there, and he said, yeah, I once asked Miriam Edelson, look at her with all her money. I once asked her, who do you love more, the United States or Israel? And he said, she refused to answer. I think I got my answer. Obviously strongly implying Mary Adelson is more loyal to Israel than to the United States, even though she's a citizen of the United States. Ron DeSantis signed a censorship bill prohibiting ideas and opinions about Israel on college campuses in Florida, a place that's supposed to be the laboratory for free ideas and free speech since the Enlightenment. And he signed that bill in Israel, in front of Netanyahu, in front of Israeli officials. How is this tolerated? Especially by a movement that calls itself America First.
What does everybody else think about this? Because, I mean, I get it. Yeah, it's in certain places, but that's how it starts. You give them an inch, they take a mile. It's very concerning.
Do you all think limiting people to what they can say is really good? I mean, there are those that say things that do not fit well with others, but freedom of speech is what brings about development with us, correcting each other and sharing ideas.
Things humans were never meant to see. Part 88.
Hold it in! Keep it down! It's twisting! Watch the tail! Yeah. Oh God! Hit it! Hit it! Hold tight! Don't let it slip! Yeah, it's loose! Grab it! It's looking right at me!
Across Africa, there are mysteries people don't deny. They just refuse to explain. 1. The moving coffins, Madagascar. During certain ceremonies, families open tombs and find coffins shifted, cracked, or turned. No signs of entry. Locals say the ancestors change position when displeased. 2. The vanishing village, Tanzania. In a remote region, entire villages were abandoned suddenly. No war, no disease. Homes left untouched. Elders say the land was no longer safe for humans. 3. The Screaming Lake, Cameroon. At Lake Nyos, thousands died overnight without wounds. No struggle, no warning. Locals say the lake decided to speak, and when it does, people disappear. 4. The Whispering Forest, Congo Basin. Hunters report hearing their names called deep in the forest. Follow the voice, and you don't return. No one enters alone anymore. 5. The Desert Lights, Namibia. Strange lights hover above the dunes at night. No fire, no sound. Travelers who follow them lose direction and sometimes memory. These mysteries aren't myths, they're warnings. Follow Dark Africa Files for stories people are warned not to tell.
Inside the Hollow Earth, been living there for 2,500 years. There is one continent inside the Earth and one ocean. Their capital city is built around the original lost Garden of Eden. The vegetation grows like a paradise. The people live to be up to 800 years old. They communicate with telepathy. The inner Earth people have built these androids that fly their flying saucers out to reconnoiter the outer Earth. Our government has been knocking flying saucers out of the sky and back engineering these flying saucers. The people that live in the Hollow Earth are not extraterrestrials.
A little bit of some creepy stuff in there and some good old history of how people lived back then. I do find this kind of clips fascinating, and it wouldn't hurt a fly to know some of things. Drop a comment below. We like hearing from you guys.
How to create a frequency so strong that reality obeys you? In 1998, a quantum physicist did an experiment that got him banned from conferences. He proved that human consciousness can collapse quantum probabilities. Translation? Your mind doesn't just observe reality, it selects which reality manifests. But 99.7% of people emit such a weak frequency. Reality ignores them completely. Then he discovered the 3-day protocol to amplify your signal 1,000 times. Intelligence agencies classified it immediately. It's called dominant frequency projection. And once you master it, synchronicities become constant. Double slit experiment. Copenhagen interpretation. The discovery that shattered physics. Particles exist in multiple states until consciousness observes them. Then one reality collapses into existence. You're not living in reality. You're choosing which reality becomes real. But here's the problem. Most people's frequency is static noise, doubt, fear, inconsistency. The quantum field receives 1,000 contradictory signals per second, so it delivers nothing coherent. Princeton Engineering Lab, 2003, Consciousness Field Study. They measured electromagnetic output from human hearts, found that coherent emotional states create measurable disturbances in random number generators up to 3 miles away. Your feelings aren't just internal, they're broadcasting electromagnetic commands. Weak frequency equals reality ignores you. Dominant frequency equals reality obeys. Here's the 3-day amplification protocol. Day 1, singular focus. Choose one desire, only one. Multiple desires equals signal interference. Spend 24 hours thinking only about that. Every thought, every decision, every action. One frequency, no static. Day 2, emotional saturation. Don't just think it. Feel it at maximum intensity. Not hope, not excitement, certainty, gratitude, power. Feel it like it already happened. For 10 minutes straight, 3 times today. This generates coherent electromagnetic output. Day 3, zero contradiction. This is where most people fail. You can't emit, I am abundant, then complain about bills. Every contradictory thought cancels your signal. For 24 hours, zero doubt, zero complaint, zero fear-based talk. What happens after 72 hours? Your frequency becomes monolithic. One clear, powerful, consistent signal. The quantum field must respond. Within 7 days, synchronicities explode. People appear with solutions. Money shows up unexpectedly. Why? Because you stopped being radio static. You became a laser. Reality doesn't respond to weak, scattered signals. It responds to dominant, coherent frequency. Test this starting tomorrow. Day 1, one desire only. Day 2, feel it intensely, 10 minutes, 3 times. Day 3, zero contradiction for 24 hours. And watch reality. Start taking orders from you. This is quantum mechanics applied to consciousness. Share this with someone ready to dominate their frequency.
If your pineal gland is not calcified, you have no idea what you are truly capable of. When you activate this inner eye, it awakens your spiritual abilities. All the ones you have already heard about. Manifestation, the ability to read your environment, knowing which decisions to make, the law of attraction, all of these spiritual abilities. I know this because I was one of them for 17 years. I participated in the most restricted circles in the world. Parties at Rothschild, mansions in Waddesdon, solstice meetings with the Rockefellers at Bohemian Grove. I saw with my own eyes how 13 families control 8 billion people. They control the banks, the media, the governments, everything. And they use this power with a single objective: to keep people blind, weak, and submissive. That is how they have stayed at the top for 300 years. In 1958, the Food Additives Amendment was approved. That year, companies were authorized to add substances to the food that would reach the tables of all Americans under the excuse of preserving food. But the real reason was far more obscure. They did not want superhumans. They did not want people with enhanced abilities. They wanted to keep us ignorant, alienated, and that is how the Rockefeller system was established. Let me ask you something. Do you really think these people would be in positions of power if our pineal glands were functioning at 100%? Of course not. In 1954, the CIA received an official mission from the Rockefeller family to find out whether a human being could develop spiritual abilities. Almost no one knows this, but 1 year later, in 1955, a silent race for spirituality began. Countries like Germany, England, and the United States were searching for the same objective: to discover the secret to activating the third eye and creating true super soldiers. It was a CIA agent who found a specific technique and presented it to the most powerful family in the world. The mission was a silent success. Since then, it has been kept secret, and in 2025, only 3% of Americans still have their third eye active. Now, decades later, that same agent recorded a video revealing how any American can activate the third eye using a technique that can be done at home in just 3 minutes. The government has already requested 3 times that platforms remove this video, and it is almost certain that the next removal will be permanent. That is why the best advice I can give you right now is to stop everything you are doing and click the button below to learn, today, how to activate your third eye. If you were one of the selected to receive this warning, do not ignore it. Continue watching now.
Hold this string between your thumb and your forefinger. Just hold it. Now just while you're holding that still, mentally have the idea it's moving back and forth. Wider and wider. See, it's already doing that. Okay? Just change the idea in your mind that instead of swinging it like that, it's going to start swinging like this in a different direction.
Oh my
mentally.
heavens.
Now, mentally have the idea that it's going to start making circles. Just mentally have the idea it's going to start making circles. There you are, see? Now bigger and bigger circles. There you are.
Oh my heavens.
You see, your expectancy determines outcome. And as long as you're not attached to the outcome will be guaranteed. This is living proof that every cell in your body is eavesdropping on your internal dialogue.
Interesting video there on our segment of spirituality and meditation. Very fascinating how reality work in line with our lives. It's always good to have such knowledge because you never know how it may help you and others in life. Let's go on.
As you can see, this is something that you can find in everybody's house, in everybody's room. People, brothers and sisters, some people even have their own bed. And, you know, this is something that we all have to transcend. This is something that we all have to come back and really think about it. Is this normal? Is this the way nature intended? Well, in this video, let's dive into what this actually is. Now, such a surface doesn't exist in nature. This cushion is very soft. It doesn't engage my skeletal system. I'm basically using my flesh to support my weight, and this is not how it's supposed to be. Humans was never supposed to sleep on beds. If anything, we were supposed to sleep like this. All I'm trying to say is, humans are supposed to sleep on hard surfaces, guys. When you sleep on a cushion, what you're doing to yourself, you're putting all your weight on your flesh, on your skin, on your muscles. And you basically leave your skeleton not engaged. Now that I'm on the floor, all my weight is where? It's being in my skeleton. My skeleton is bearing my weight. And now my muscles are relaxed. There's no tension. I'm able to sleep. I'm able to let go. But if I'm on the bed, it's the complete opposite. My muscles are working while my skeleton is not even engaged. It's like my skeleton is not even there.
Life is just 2 days. The day we are born and the day we die. In between, we have the chance to live. Each day is a gift. Sometimes we face challenges that make us stronger. We meet someone who touches our hearts. And some leave, but their precious memories stay. We make choices that ultimately shape who we become. The secret to life is finding happiness in the little things. Whatever makes you feel bad, just walk away from it and let it go. Don't hold on to things that hurt you or mess with your peace. Life is already hard and no need to carry unnecessary burdens. If something or someone makes you happy, hold on to that and keep it. Protect your peace and surround yourself with people who want the absolute best for you.
Accidents that changed the world forever. In 2737 BC, a Chinese emperor named Shennong was boiling water when a few leaves from a nearby plant drifted into the pot by chance. Instead of pouring it out, he decided to taste it. The water had developed a calming aroma and a refreshing flavor unlike anything he knew. That brief accidental moment led to the discovery of tea. In 1895, when physicist Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen was experimenting with cathode rays, he noticed a glowing screen across the room. He became curious, and he placed his hand in front of the rays and saw the image of his bones for the first time. This unexpected discovery became X-rays, which forever changed medicine by allowing doctors to see inside the human body without surgery. In 1839, Charles Goodyear accidentally dropped a mixture of rubber and sulfur onto a hot stove. Instead of melting, the rubber became elastic and durable. This accident led to vulcanized rubber, making modern tires, machinery, and countless everyday products possible.
And, Jeff, I feel really bad because I don't know where you're gonna sleep tonight, man. Look, I'm new to comedy, but here's a joke, all right? What do you get when you give a teenager $200 million? A bunch of has-beens calling you a lesbian for 2 hours. were already...
Never forget two people in this world. One, the person who lost everything just to make you win, your father. Two, the person who was with you in every pain, your mother.
That episode was something special, wasn't it? Each clip left us with more questions than answers, and that's what makes it so thrilling. Thank you for watching and being part of this experience. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We've got more mind-bending mysteries coming your way. Until next time, stay curious.